This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 228 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
All right, we've got a bidding war, but maybe not where you think for racket number one.
Or maybe where they do think.
We've got a report out of China that is impacting our housing market. Very interesting. And then
out of China,
a Zillow Gone Wild Marketeer of the Week. Let's start with racket number one. Wall Street Journal. Bidding wars overheated the home buyer market. Now they're coming for renters. Okay, so competition among renters mean many tenants feel compelled to pay more each month than what the landlord is asking. They reference some stories in here. Northern Virginia, Donna Jones and her husband looked to rent a home there in February, and when they often received the same response from agents that said, sorry, but someone else offered more to pay rent. Miss Jones said, we didn't even know you could do that.
Didn't even know they could do that.
You could pay more
Why
for
can't you
rent.
pay more? I mean, why wouldn't you be allowed to do that?
The house I own here,
Yes.
I did that.
What does that mean?
Because I initially rented it before I bought it off market.
Yeah. You offered over. Well,
'Cause
it was pretty aggressive.
There was one other person.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you
hey,
wanted it.
I wanted it.
There was nothing else for you to rent.
I was like, it's rent.
Oh, the other place you were going to rent had cockroaches and stuff.
Well, that's the theory.
That was your theory.
That is my theory. That's how I got out of that deal. It was a real cockroach, by the way.
You didn't place it there?
So bidding wars been a staple, obviously, the last couple of years in the housing market.
Yes.
But these contests are becoming more commonplace in the rental market. Agents from New York to Chicago and Atlanta see more people and more people making these offers on rents in this country. So it's common to see somebody that's making $1 million a year renting something for $3,500 a month. New York
City
seems pretty
low. Doesn't that seem low? $3,500 a month?
For someone making $1 million a year,
Yeah.
They're saying it's common in Atlanta to see that.
It's like a $400,000 mortgage.
Meaning that there's people that have serious wealth that are not buying homes. They're choosing to go rent.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, $3,500, I'll just scoop that up and see what happens over the next couple of years. Because that's kind of what you're seeing. People that did sell that maybe aren't ready to buy.
Yes.
They're just being aggressive going out there.
They want to cash in their chips.
Yeah. So Nicole, $3,500 may not seem like a lot. But the U.S. median rent is just over $2,000. That's for the first time ever, according to Redfin. It's up 15% on the year. So we're at just over $2,000, up 15% on the year. By the way, how smart do all these investors, all these institutional buyers,
gobbling up all those single families,
buying these rents, single family rents, and now where you see rent up 15%, and there's bidding wars happening on rentals in cities, in the suburbs, everywhere. People are fighting for these rentals. They look pretty smart. They're continuing to buy into this market. It tells you about the future of home ownership, the future of how many homeowners versus renters there will be. Renter Nation. I say that word a lot on this podcast over the years.
Do you?
Yeah, we're like.
I feel like that's the first time I've heard it.
No, I mean I've said it a lot, but you might not have been listening.
It's quite possible. Renter Nation.
But Renter Nation, meaning the reason they're buying all of this is because they know how many people are going to be in a position where they have to or choose to, for flexibility, rent as opposed to owning a home.
Right.
We're talking about like, hey, do you want to pay somebody else's equity mortgage? Do you want to pay your own?
Well, but not everybody can actually get into a house. So you have to
rent.
There's
that.
Yeah.
There's the affordability issue, but then there's just people sitting back waiting and seeing
what happens.
Maybe they need to move around, so they're renting for those reasons as well. But there's huge demand for rent, and investors have seen that demand. They can.
We definitely have been talking about that for well over a year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So last week, also, New York City panel approved a rent increase of 3.25% starting this fall on properties covered by the city's rent stabilization rules. That's the largest rise in nearly a decade for those rents, but they do have half of the city that is unregulated. So those are just skyrocketing.
Of course.
And then you got about half the city that are
regulated
under this rent control regulations. All right. Adrian Savino, managing director of the Living New York brokerage firm, deals with a lot of rentals. When asked if people should go over ask on their rent, we're politely recommending it.
Yeah.
Politely.
Yeah.
He's saying you're not going to get the property unless you go over ask.
Politely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Nicole,
I wonder if there's escalation clauses on there,
Yeah.
I'll offer $50 over the highest.
That would be. Who wants to go over 20 rental applications with escalation clauses? Give me your best shot, and let's call it a day.
But I mean, it's no different than an escalation clause on an offer. Who wants to go over 20 offers with escalation clauses?
Bricks Bid Chicago website says.
Excuse me, Bricks what?
Bricks Bid.
Yep.
Bricks Bid.
Okay.
What did I say?
That's not what you said.
What did I say, Haley? Fact check me here. What did I say?
It's a.
No, I did not say that. It sounded like I said that.
No.
Bricks Bid, BID.com.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Chicago-based website says that some apartments now go 10 or 15% over ask on their website, according to their co-founder, James Peterson. So a lot of over ask bids in the rental market makes sense to me.
Time's up.
People have put their money where their mouth is in the rental game for a while now, and I think you'll continue to see this.
For sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Racket number two. Before racket number two, let's lock it up with Tomo. Lock and shop. This is probably the best product out there.
It's the only product out there.
It is
I believe.
The product out there in the mortgage industry if you actually want to have some stability in your home search. So if you're working with buyers who are freaked out, this is a conversation starter to get them comfortable with going out and shopping on a 90 or 120 day window. That's right. They have 90 or 120 day locks, and it's just $750. So if I'm a buyer agent, maybe I'm thinking about throwing that in reimbursed at time of close.
I love it. Again, it keeps them motivated. It keeps them moving forward. Yeah. And then it's actually putting a time frame on these buyers too, where you know that for them to keep that locked rate that they'll be buying within the next 120 days. Lock and shop.
Lock and shop.
Lock and shop.
Drop it like it's hot.
Like it's hot.
Lock and shop.
Not a bitch.
Go hellotomo.com/lock and shop.
Lock and shop. Ooh, you're actually are you trying to make a song?
No, that's their link.
Drop it like it's hot though. I mean,
hellotomo.com/lock and shop.
Lock and shop.
We'll link it up. Lock and shop. Get in when you go onto the thing.
Just
it
lock
says,
and shop.
Are you an agent? Are you a buyer? So you can, submit something as an agent, get some information for your buyer. Be the educator. Be the person bringing them more opportunities. Tomo Lock and Shop allows you to do that. Hey guys, appreciate you checking out this episode of The Real Word. If you want the full episode, go over to the Broke Agent YouTube. That's where we're hosting the full podcast. If you want to continue to see the segments broken out and the short clips, stay right here on The Real Word YouTube.